Today is all about lockout switches. They're easy to make, install, and reverse. Interested? Here we go. Here's the situation. We have a motion activated light, and it's great when you come in from the garage, your hands are full, it automatically turns the light on, and then it turns itself off, which is great because it saves energy. You can adjust it. Fantastic. One of the best purchases we ever had. But the problem is, if you turn this switch down, it shuts it off. And you can do whatever you want and it's not going to work. And that's where the switch lockouts come in. Now it's time to go down to the workshop. I'll show you the couple steps it takes to make a switch lockout. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, and it takes hardly any time at all. For tools, you'll need some sort of clipper. I love these things. I'll post it down below. I've got several of these all over the house because they're great for snipping flush cut wires and things like that. Some sort of pliers. These are some linesman pliers. If you don't have these, you can substitute with some needle nose pliers and a pair of scissors, and then a screwdriver. And then the wire is the stuff that comes off of packaging, toys. I save all of it because I like it. It's nice and coated, and it comes in different gauges. I prefer the thicker, but you could easily make it out of any of the gauges that you have here. And if you don't have this clear gauge wire that I'm talking about, you could use any kind of standard wire you can get from the store. It's solid aluminum, copper, whatever it is. And I'm making a loop out of about 2.5 to 3 inches worth of wire. And then I'm going to use a terminal. So you want a terminal that's going to fit nicely around the screw. So that's that one here. That's a 1210 ring terminal, number 10. And let's get a blue number. So those are real good options right there. You can use any color you want. And I'll post below a comparable set. This is something I think I got at Harbor Freight, but you can get them down below for about the same price. Somewhere between $5 and $9. You could actually probably go to a dollar store and get some terminals rather cheap. I've got just a representative box so it's easier to look at. And you can do this with pliers or you can do it with your hands. You just want to crimp that down and make that loop like this, enough for the switch to pass through. So maybe for the thicker switch, I might actually use the yellow. Come in here and just get right above that metal piece and just move around and cut it off. Then you can trim it a little bit more. So you want the plastic to kind of go over the sleeve like that. And then you just push that in like this. Now the thicker metal is going to be a little tighter. And then you want to do a fit check. So I'll take that screw off of the box. And this can be any kind of switch. I have them on all sorts of switches. 3-way switches. This just happens to be a standard on-off switch. And I've got it upside down. So it says no. So let's go up here like this. And you can mount them on either side. Too much. You can make some adjustments on the fly, but try to get it as best as you can as you're doing it. So push that down maybe just a little bit more. Now you're going to take your pliers and just give it a nice smash like that and flatten it out. And that's in there pretty good. And then you just take and put the box screw back in and cinch it down real good. And there, that locks out the switch. If for some reason you want to turn it off, there you go. Turn it back on, just slip right down. This is also great for kids who maybe can reach a switch but you don't want it to shut off for some reason. There you go. But let me show you something that I found out. So clamp it off like that. It's nice and tight. Say you made the circle just a little bit too big. And this happened to me on one of my first couple builds. So you cinch this guy down here like this. Rotate it in place. Lock it down. Now you can see, oh, unlike this one, which is really nice and tight, this one is kind of loose. And you're like, oh, that's not going to work. Well, stand by. Because all you need to do is put a couple twists in there like that, and there you go. The switch is locked out. And for this thinner wire, that actually might be better. You're not pushing against the wires separately, you're pushing with them together. So I kind of like the twisted one for the smaller wire. So there you go, locked out on that way, locked out with the thicker wire. If you want a sideways profile, locked out, locked out. I really thought this was a simple approach in design. I need to do this fast, so just as a refresh, looks like number 10 terminals seem to be best, except for, let's see, number 10, 16, 14, and a number 10, 12, 10. Looks like 22, 16 is not big enough. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you like home repairs, designs of all kinds, making and breaking stuff, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe because you never know what you're gonna see.